So one of my favourite things in the entire world is The Walking Dead. I love it. And my favourite character in The Walking Dead is of course the main character, Rick Grimes. Now there is genuinely so much I could say about Rick Grimes. I'm certain this won't be my only video on the guy, but I find it hard to talk about Rick without talking about another incredible character in the show, the now former best friend of Rick Grimes, Shane Walsh. So let's talk about him. To begin to understand the impact Shane had on Rick, we have to first understand who Rick is. Rick is us, the audience, the one who is new to this world. When Rick wakes up in the hospital, we wake up with him, unsure of everything. Now in the first season, as well as most of the second season of the show, Rick is our typical nice guy. The good cop, literally. Our officer friendly.
Who the hell are you, man? Officer friendly.
But the events of these two seasons shape the way that Rick deals with the apocalypse and the problems it has to offer, to the point he does this. And so much of this change in Rick is down to Shane, who forced Rick into becoming what was necessary in order to survive and protect those around him. Now a lot of people probably look at Shane as a bad guy, and I don't fully dispute that. But whilst I think Shane did some messed up things and was clearly obsessed with Laurie, Shane did have the right outlook when it came to survival.
If you don't want to live, if you want to survive, you gotta fight for it!
He knew what was needed to be done. At the time, however, Rick and us watching generally disagreed with Shane because of a sense of right and wrong. However, later on in the show, when Rick has changed, we have changed too. And we generally agree with Rick again, even though he's adopted more of a Shane approach, not trusting people, ready for a fight all the time, doing anything to protect his family. So why was Shane so ahead of the curve? Well, as I said, we, alongside Rick, woke up in the hospital in this new apocalyptic world. Shane didn't. He's lived in this longer, he's seen more horror, he's used to all of this now. Rick and us lot watching are not. Where Shane differs from Rick is in Season 2, Episode 3, titled Save the Last One, where Shane's idea of survive by any means necessary truly takes over as he shoots and effectively kills Otis to ensure his safety and the survival of Carl.
I'm sorry.
This was obviously a huge moment for Shane and for the show as a whole. And this is one of those reasons that I mentioned for why I agree Shane is a bad guy. But Shane didn't know Otis, like how Rick didn't know Aaron in Season 5, and he very nearly killed him. The difference between Rick and Shane here is that another character also influences Rick, but in a good way. And I'm talking about Herschel. However, we're not going to get into that right now, we'll save that for another video. My point here is that Shane did do what was right in the mindset of survival, but at the cost of his humanity. This then brings us to the many debates that the two have with one another, the opposing views they have on looking for Sophia, all the way to Season 2, Episode 12, titled Better Angels, where Shane finally loses it. Side note, this episode is fantastic, one of the best, and I imagine it's many people's favourite. Anyway, it is this point in the episode where Shane, who has literally been leading Rick to this very moment, physically and mentally, forces Rick to change his ways, as Rick does what is needed, not because of right or wrong, but because of survival. As he calms Shane down, giving him hope that everything is okay, as our hero, Officer Friendly, always does, a decision is made to ensure Rick's family is safe from the biggest threat that opposes them. Rick stabs Shane. His once best friend, his brother. But it's this passing of the torch moment where Rick adopts an essence of Shane's mindset, leading the group and future iterations of the group to survival, whilst mostly keeping his humanity because of the people like Herschel or like Michonne. Through the Governor, Terminus, the Claimers, and more, Rick Grimes becomes the definitive survivor and leader in The Walking Dead, and it is largely thanks to Shane. And that is it. If you enjoyed the video, please leave a like and consider subscribing for more Walking Dead content in the future. Also let me know your thoughts and feelings on this, as well as anything The Walking Dead that you would like me to cover going forward. With all that said, thank you very much for watching. I've been The Walking Dan. See you later.